If you're buying your first home in Philly or the suburbs, these are mistakes that I see buyers make every single week that cost them money, time, and sometimes a house. Most of the time, buyers don't even realize that they're making these mistakes until it's too late. So in this video, I'm breaking down the biggest first-time homebuyer mistakes that I see buyers make, and I'm going to be talking about how to avoid them so you don't miss out on anything or regret your purchase 6 months later. I'm Marina Ruiz. I'm a realtor in Philly, Delco, the main line, all your surrounding suburbs. First-time homebuyers are my bread and butter. I love first-time homebuyers. My fiance and I were first-time homebuyers ourselves not too long ago. I love being able to help guide someone through one of the biggest transactions of their life. That's also the first step into building wealth into your life. And it's just such a rewarding journey and process. So I know there are a lot of advice that you probably hear from your parents on TikTok, random mortgage lender, financial advisors, your neighbor, your Uncle Tony. A lot of it's true, a lot of it's not. It's a lot of nonsense. And when there's so many people coming at you and you feel like you don't have a direction, it can feel like such an overwhelming process. And why I love working with first-time home buyers. My goal is to make this a seamless, easy process for you, and not for me to take over, but to feel like you're in the driver's seat. My biggest goal is to help educate you and guide you and let you take control. So I want to walk you through some of the biggest mistakes that I see so you can avoid them. Mistake number 1, waiting too long to talk to a lender. This is for sure the biggest one. A lot of buyers think I'll talk to a lender when I feel ready, but often when you feel ready is a little too late and now you're playing catch up. I have buyers all the time who are browsing Zillow casually for months and months and realize that taxes will change their affordability drastically. Their payments are different than they expected. Student loans affect qualification. HOA fees matter, or they actually qualify for way more or way less than they thought. And in Philly specifically, taxes can change your monthly payments a lot depending on where you're buying. A $450,000 house in South Philly may have completely different monthly payments if you're looking at a house in the same price range in Haverford Township. This is because of taxes, insurance, and sometimes HOA costs. The smartest buyers that I work with talk to a lender early, even if they're 6 to 12 months out. And this isn't because you need to buy tomorrow. This is because you need a roadmap. A good lender helps you understand what payment feels comfortable, how much cash you're realistically going to need on closing day, how to improve your credit, and what buying timeline actually makes sense for you based on all of the factors above and more. Mistake number 2, only looking at the house and not the location. First-time home buyers get attached to finishes way too often. Kitchens, bathrooms, pretty staging, trendy paint colors. It's always important to remember you can change a kitchen, you can't change the location. I see this happening a lot when buyers want to stretch for the house that seems perfect in a location they don't want to be in. The last thing you want to do is 6 months later realize that the parking is terrible. The commute is exhausting. You don't actually love the neighborhood. There's no walkability if you want that, and you just don't love the lifestyle. This is huge in Philly because every neighborhood can feel very different. Someone who loves East Passyunk is probably not going to love Manayunk, and someone who wants peaceful suburban life living is not going to want to be in Center City, obviously. My biggest advice for buyers is don't just buy the pretty house, buy the lifestyle that you want. Your day-to-day experience matters more than your quartz countertops. Taj Mahal quartzite. I love Taj Mahal quartzite. Mistake number 3, draining your entire savings account. Yep. This one scares me the most. A lot of first-time homebuyers think they need to put every single dollar down because we've been taught that the more money down is just better. But you don't need to drain your entire savings account just to put as much money down as possible. Because what's not smart is buying a house and having no cash left. Because it's true, people buy houses and then the next day something will break. Sometimes that's just how the cookie crumbles. The last thing you want to do is have an empty wallet when your water heater leaks or your AC breaks. You need an emergency fund as a homeowner. It doesn't matter how nice the inspection report was, things happen. All of a sudden, there could have never been a leak in a house for 20 years. You buy the house, 3 days later, there's a leak coming through the roof. The HVAC dies. The sewer backs up, the water heater goes. You need furniture, your monthly payments just feel larger than expected. A lot of buyers, especially first-time home buyers, when they start out, they focus heavily on cosmetic and not the big systems of the house like electrical, plumbing, HVAC, roof, water heater, windows, structural movement, things like that. Those are the expensive items. So yes, buy the house, but leave yourself some breathing room, please. I'd much rather see a buyer have some reserves than to hit some arbitrary down payment number. Mistake number 4, falling in love too fast. This happens constantly in competitive markets. A buyer walks into a beautifully staged house and says, "This is the one." Tunnel vision. Emotionally, I get it. I love it too. It's beautiful. When emotions take over, logic disappears. Suddenly, buyers are overlooking inspection concerns, ignoring location, stretching their budget, waiving protections that they shouldn't, or panic over losing the house. I always try to remind my buyers there's always another house. Sometimes it's the last thing you want to hear when you lose out on something that you became emotionally attached to and envisioned yourself in. But I promise it's true. You end up where you're supposed to be. There will always be another house. Sometimes the deal that you lose out on becomes the best thing that ever happened to you. I promise. Your first home does not need to be your forever home. It just needs to be a smart move. Mistake number 5 is not understanding your true monthly costs. This is a huge one right now because buyers are only looking at principal and interest. But your real monthly costs include taxes, insurance, HOA, PMI, utilities, maintenance, and other miscellaneous things. We have to be thinking about taxes and how they affect our monthly payments. There's abatements that can switch you up in Philly. If you're looking at one house for the same purchase price with one with an abatement and one without an abatement, that can totally affect your monthly payments. And then same thing for out in the suburbs. If you're looking at a house on one side of a township line and then there's another house that you're interested on the other side, they're both the same purchase price, but your monthly payments can change drastically based off of taxes. And that has a lot of different factors from neighborhoods, tax abatements, and counties and townships. Mistake number 6 that I see buyers making is only buying for today. You're not thinking about your future self. You have to think about your plan, at least 3 to 5 year plan. If you're planning to sell in 3 years, you should not buy the nicest house on the block. That's going to be the slowest one to appreciate. Buying and selling is expensive. You have transfer taxes, closing costs, moving costs, miscellaneous costs, furniture, everything. It's expensive to buy and sell real estate. So if you plan to do it in a short term, we have to be intentional about the house that you're purchasing. You shouldn't have tunnel vision on resale value because you should buy the house for you and you should make it for yourself and enjoy it. But you should have resale value in the back of your mind. It all is situational, depends on your timeline. So if it's a shorter timeline, you should be thinking about it more than if it's a 15 to 20 year timeline. My biggest mistake that I see first-time home buyers making is thinking that they need to have it all figured out. I'll leave it here with you. This is my final thing I have to say. This is why you work with a realtor. You will feel in control, but you will know the next step throughout the whole process because I'm going to tell you what's happening. It's not a guessing game. It's a learning process. A lot of first-time home buyers put off buying a house because they feel like they need to have it all understood and know the ins and the outs. But that's not the reality. That's not your job. That's my job. I'm going to guide you through this whole process and you're going to feel educated and in control, but you don't need to know it before getting started. That's what I'm here for. So if you're thinking about buying in Philly, Delco, the main line, Montco, Chester County, Bucks County, anywhere in the Philly and surrounding suburbs, please reach out to me if you're a first-time home buyer. Again, I love helping first-time home buyers. If you found anything helpful in this video, please like it, subscribe. I put videos out like this every week, and my biggest goal is to help at least one person per video. So if you found something helpful, please comment, and thanks for watching.